Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Marta Monteiro. Yay, I said it right, or close. And Marta and I met actually through the Coaching Game. We were international on international calls because she's from Portugal, and then she said, "I'm coming to New York," and I went, "Okay." And so I didn't grab her the first time around, but this is her second trip since I've known her, and she agreed to be on the show, so I am thrilled.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for taking time out of your New York City vacation. I appreciate it. Let me tell you a little bit about the Coaching Game. It's Points of View. The Coaching Game is a game of 65 cards that's really created to bring right brain and left brain thinking together. And we're going to kind of show you how that works today. It's a series of fantastic photography and captions underneath, and I call them magic cards because
yes,
you never know where you're going, but it's like you end up at a really cool place, and that's almost always the case. But first, we want to find out a little bit about Marta and about coaching in Portugal. Which is exciting. So I think what I want to know first is what made you decide to become a coach?
Oh, it's kind of a long story.
Well, we have 26 minutes.
I was always curious about the coaching process, and I started doing a small workshop in 2007, and then I decided to do the Master Certification program. And it was kind of just for me. I didn't decide to do it because I want to become a coach. I really wanted to know more about myself, to work.
That's exactly why I started. I said it was all about me. I just want to know about me. Yeah.
About me, to develop myself, to learn a little bit more about myself, to overcome some insecurities, to try to find my objectives and how to achieve them. But during the process, I thought, wow, I really like this. And maybe I was made to do this. But at that point, it was just for me. But when we do these kind of certifications, it's impossible to stay the same. So I guess the change started at that point. And I thought, okay, maybe one day I will become a coach, but not for now. Yeah. So at that point, I was working as a communication director for an international fashion brand, and I liked what I was doing. But I guess at the end of 2010, I finally decided to change and to accept a new challenge in my life. And in the beginning of 2011, I started a new job. It was not coaching yet, but I started a new job, and I think after 4 months, I thought, no, this is not what I want. So 2011 was a crazy year. I quit that job. I found out that I was pregnant. And I guess life made me stop, may end up putting me on the right track. So all the opportunities that suddenly came up were related with coaching.
Isn't that funny?
Yes, and I started coaching young adults, which I love, and I still do it until today. And it was crazy because I then decided to take advantage of my experience with the fashion industry for 20 years now. And I made the training to become a personal image consultant, and try to combine both areas, coaching and personal image consulting.
What a nice combination.
I think they matched together.
The full picture,
perfectly.
because you can tell somebody, oh, you know what, for the interview you should wear a dark sedated suit. But if they walk in like this, it doesn't matter. You've got to really, I love that. I'm such a firm believer that coaching calls who it wants. And your journey is so much like mine, because I started out all about me, and midpoint in the training I went, this is so great. I have to share it. I have to become a coach. And but it took me 6 years to say I'm a full-time coach, and as soon as I did, opportunities came that I didn't even imagine. And it sounds like the same thing happened to you.
Exactly the same.
That
I'm
is
doing
amazing.
This as a full-time job for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
So it was a long process. But as you said, I think it's amazing how life put us
It does,
in the
and
right
it's like,
way.
and you're right. I love when you said life just sort of told me to slow down, stop, think about what you're doing. And,
It's true.
Yeah, it's hard to give up what you know for something that you don't know.
Yeah, but I guess after all of that, I decided to look inside me and see, okay, what can I do to combine all the things that I know and that I have experience, and what can I do and match everything together.
And my experience was so crazy. I had this, and then I was over here doing this, and so this is never going to come together, and it did. And it was like, okay, you just have to really go, all right, all this is happening for a reason, and it does. So tell me how you started 5 years ago?
Yes, as a full-time coach, yes.
How is coaching accepted in Portugal?
Now it's becoming big. It's becoming very well accepted. People are very curious about it, and I guess they are paying more and more attention to that, and not confusing with psychology anymore. So it's getting big.
Ours was like, oh my God, let's say America was like maybe 10, 15 years ago. It was like if you said you were a coach, they go, what sport do you coach? So nobody knew what it was. And then suddenly it started picking up. And now I think coaching in America is almost like a status symbol. If you don't have a coach, then what's wrong with you? Is it at that point yet? No. But
no,
it is, it's
yet.
midpoint. It's like...
Yes. People are starting to be curious about it, and they know now what is coaching, but we are not at that point yet, I guess.
But it's not as hard to explain, and people, if you say it, it's a legitimate profession, whether people believe, like psychiatry, whether people believe it in or not. It's
totally, yes.
And so how did you get involved with Points of View?
Well, it was, again, by chance or not. I was looking on the internet because I like to be creative in everything that I do. And I was looking for some different tools, coaching tools. And I just found it on the internet. So, and I loved it. I thought, wow, this is great. This is totally me. So I'm going to order the game, and I order it, and I started using with young adults, which is fabulous.
Really, I don't understand, and I know there's probably psychology and philosophies out there, how a picture can just break down a wall.
It's amazing.
I don't get it. I mean, if you go, tell me how you feel, and they're not going to tell you. But if you say, okay, this picture, I don't understand it, but I'm glad it does.
And then I decided to do the training to become a certified trainer, and I've done it, and since then I use it in the private sessions. I do a lot of workshops around Points of View. I've already done a retreat this year.
I'm so jealous.
This is something that I really wanted to do, and I definitely want to keep on doing it.
And the theme of the retreat was Points of View and using the game?
Yes,
Wow.
It's like a different way to look into your life, because this is Points of View, so it's a different way to look into your life. And it was a whole weekend, 2 nights. I booked an amazing hotel and tried to create this relaxed and magic atmosphere. They had dinner with a meditation before sleep, and then on Saturday morning a walk through nature with a guide. And then we had our full day Points of View workshop.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, we had a culinary class and a dinner. And on the last day, they started with a yoga class. And after we made the workshop closure.
You worked really hard.
Yeah, but it was kind of easy. I don't know. You know that peaceful feeling when you feel like you are doing the right thing?
Yes.
It was amazing. So.
I agree with you. I'll bring and I'll go, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'll just do an hour and a half. And it's like, oh my gosh, I should be nervous. But I'm not. It's like, because I know that something cool is going to happen. You know, it just sort of does. What can you attribute anything? Can you tell an experience that you've had with Points of View that it was like, oh wow, you know?
Oh, it's kind of difficult to point just one.
There's so many,
Because I think each time, and I don't know if it happens to you too, but each time the person takes a card and it really makes sense to that person.
To them.
It's kind of a magic process.
And I will be sitting here going, oh my God, what's he going to do with that card? And they do it beautifully. I know I was doing a workshop once in Connecticut, and someone said, I was introducing the game, and someone said, you should pull the death card. And I went, no, that's not fair. I'm not going to do that. Some guy pulled the death card as his and did such a beautiful job with that. It was like, see, that's why I didn't pull it. It's death can be the beginning of something cool, or it can be a period of grieving, but whatever it is, your mind kind of wraps around it. I was doing, and my experience would be just recently, there's I don't want to say the sister of, but I'll say the sister, punctum. I don't know if you've used that.
Yes, sure.
And I pulled a card that it made no sense to me at all. And then by the time we had finished, it was like, well, of course, that wasn't my card. It was so, and I don't know if it's the card or your head wraps around it or it's a combination, but it's just, how many people did you have in the retreat?
I had a small group of 6.
Okay, perfect.
But
6 to 10.
I think maximum 8, I guess.
You think? Yeah.
At the end.
So everybody gets
end,
special attention. And it
definitely.
has their own experience. Absolutely.
Yes, completely.
Yeah. Are you going to do it again?
Oh, definitely, yes. Yes, I really
Let
want
me know
to do
when.
it in
I've always
March.
needed an excuse to go to Portugal. What the heck?
Yeah, I will do it in March next year.
Yeah.
And I want to try it also to do abroad. But it's the next step.
Do it somewhere else, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe to organize in a different country or in a different place.
Interesting. I've done Skype. I've done Skype in Italy and Ireland and all the I countries. And it works. It works. It helps if they have the game, though, because then they know what you're talking about.
Yes,
so let's tell these people what we're talking about. What Marta and I are going to do is just draw a card, and it's going to be a random card, and then we're going to see where we end up. And you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Go first. You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. All right, let's see. I'm going to draw the one that seems to be hiding from me. Ooh, maybe not.
Oh!
I always call this the scary card. It's the fear card. And okay. It's a little dirty baby. I don't know. It looks like maybe she should be. He or she should be afraid. Okay, so what's really great about this is at the bottom of the card, and if my glasses aren't failing me, there's a number. And so there's a book that corresponds to the card. So we're going to go to 26 and hope that my glasses are working. And if they're not, Marta will tell me where we're supposed to be. No, fear. Okay. And so what we have in this book is a story. In this case, it's a Sufi story, which we won't read to you. You'll have to get the book. And it also has a lot of quotes. I like that. I like a lot of the quotes. So let's see. You pick one of the quotes, and I'll tell you what it means to me, if anything.
This one for me is perfect.
Yeah.
Most of the fears we face are not real; they are merely thoughts, and this is so true to me.
It is.
You know?
There's there's a couple of coaches out there who do things that just like change your thought. That's all because it's not real. It's just your thought. I'm going to say recently. It concerns this show because this show is, by the time you see this, I'm going to have this all worked out. But come January, this show is going to we'll pretend like it's really February. This show became digital, and I have no idea what that means. I'm used to doing it the old-fashioned way. And just yesterday, I said, you know what? It's like, and I really thought about, do I want to keep doing the show? Because I don't know how to submit the shows anymore. And it's like, I'll just quit. Who cares? You know? And it's like, no, but I like doing this show. So yesterday, I said, okay, this is ridiculous. You are stopping all the things that you like because you're afraid. So I just went online. I must have read it 5,000 times. They tell you how to upload something digitally. And I did it. In fact, I was so excited I did it, and I uploaded a couple of shows that I've already given them. So I had to go downstairs today and go, you have 2 of those shows, just ignore one. But I figured out how to do it.
Wow.
But it was actually to the point where I was going to just say, okay, well, I don't have to do the show. Nobody, nobody's going to yell at me if I don't do the show. So, but it was my thought. It was just like, I can't do this, and this is new, and what if I mess it up? So, let's see. Oh boy, I love this question. Is it possible to fear nothing at all?
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't even think it's wise. Do you?
No, I don't think so. No. And one thing that I've learned, and I always say it even when I teach in my classes, is that you will always have fear, but you only need to know how to overcome that fear. But fear will always exist. If you are expecting not to feel fear,
not going to happen.
I don't think so.
I agree. There's a book out there, I think, called The Gift of Fear. And it's like, fear is good. I mean, if you see a car barreling down on you, you want to move. You don't want to go, oh, I'm not afraid. No, you want to move. It's kind of... and that's interesting. One of the coaching coaches, because it also has... This one card. You can have... There's 65 cards. You can have... 65 sessions and do nothing. You don't have to do anything except read the story, read the quotes, read the book. It's really an amazing accomplishment
definitely.
here. But then one of the questions is, what do I refrain from doing because of my fear? So is there anything you can think of that you refrain from doing?
Well, this show, maybe when when you said, oh, do you want to come to the show? Oh, my God.
No, I don't. But I gave her an out. I'm not that cruel. I said, you don't have to do it, but I'd love to have you.
I thought about it. I really have to overcome that. And once I've done it, I will be so proud that I've done it and so happy that I will do 20 more shows.
Oh, look at that. You might have your own show in Portugal.
Who knows? But you know what I mean? It's only the idea of having the show was a little bit scary, but it's worth it. It's an amazing experience to be here.
Thank you. You're amazing to be here. I appreciate it. I have this weird relationship with fear. It's like as soon as I acknowledge that I'm afraid of something, it's like, well, then you have to do it. And it's like, that is so crazy. It's like, but I refrain. It's like bungee jump. I'm not doing it. Ever. I don't want to do that. But it's like more on a personal level where I know that I should be doing something. Not should, but could be doing something. It's like, okay, so if fear is the reason you're not, you've got to do it.
That's it.
It's crazy. I guess it's called a challenge. Then I love this, and we'll do one more quote, and then you can do. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. And that's just what you and I are saying. If it says, no, Marta, don't do the show, then do it.
Yeah,
do it, and it's over.
But once you've done it and you see that it was great, you just keep on doing it. So
and even if it wasn't great, it was like, okay, I did this, and next time I'll do this, and I'll do this better. And I do that all the time. It's like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that, but it's over. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. All right, so I think we've done fear. Well, there's just so many good quotes. Byron Katie says, "We fear only what we haven't what we don't understand." So it's like it's like get more knowledge, and that's kind of what I did yesterday. It's like, it's online. Just keep reading it. Something's going to sink in eventually, and it did.
Great.
Too much, but now I have double shows, but that's okay. So you pull a card. We'll leave the fear out because we've already done that. I need a little stand. Timing. What's the number?
Timing. 36.
36. I never quite understand it. It's a bird almost ready to land on a shovel, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
But I like the bird. Okay, 36. All right. So let me, this is the one that drove me crazy. I don't know about you. This drove me crazy. In training, it's like, what do you mean? But it's like, all right. There are no mistakes. The events we bring upon ourselves, no matter how unpleasant, are necessary in order to learn what we need to learn. Whatever steps we take, they're necessary to reach the places we've chosen to go. That's a quote by Richard Bach, who did Messiah's Handbook.
But I totally agree with that.
But it was in when they tell you in coach training, there are no mistakes. It's, well, come on. I've made 1 million. What do you mean there's no mistakes?
Yeah, but I guess we learned so much with the mistakes. We were just saying that okay, I've done it in this way, but next time I will do it
or
in a different way. And
what is it, 409? I don't know if you have that in Portugal. We have a cleaning solution here called 409, and it's very popular, and it takes off, gets rid of all kinds of dirt and smut. And the whole reason behind the name is he tried 408 times, and it didn't work.
Oh, wow.
So 409 was the one that worked. So it's like, okay. And I think of Benjamin Franklin, maybe it's here now, maybe not. He just said, and I didn't fail 29 times. It was like that was 29 steps to me succeeding.
Wow,
so it's like,
that's it.
Let's see. Do you believe, and this is one of the questions in there, is there such a thing as the right timing or the right time?
I think so.
And you think it's universe controlled, or can you say this now is the time?
It's something that you feel. I don't know. Sometimes you feel like, okay, this is the right time to do this.
Yeah.
And it happens to me very often. Sometimes people say, oh, no, come on, you can do this. And inside I feel like it's not the right time to do it. And suddenly, some months later or 1 year later, okay, now I feel ready and this is the right time to do it. For me, this is something very, very important. I have to feel that it's the right time to do it.
I was thinking about your story about coaching, and it's like, okay, you took the training, and it's like, oh, this is cool, but maybe not now. And you got a new job, and it's like, all right, maybe later. It's like, and then the universe interceded and said, okay, you're pregnant, and you hate your job. So what are you going to do?
That's it. And it was the perfect timing to do it.
Do you think it was prep time? Do you think all that was like getting in ready for it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I like to believe that. It makes sense for me.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so, and I try to remember that when I'm in the midst of madness, and it's like, okay, this is preparing you for something. I don't know what, but it's like, this could be something big, so try not to get too crazy, but I do anyway. So. Okay, I'm going to ask you another cool question. Wait, first I'm going to do a quote.
Okay.
We could just sit here and read the book, and y'all can talk amongst yourself. But there's a great quote by George Jackson that says, patience has its limit. Take it too far, and it's cowardice. And I agree with that. It's like, oh, I'm being patient. I'm going to wait. Wait. And it's like,
It reminds me of the story of the card stuck, the two seeds. I always love that story. It's the one seed that decides to wait until it's ready, and then the bird comes and eats the seed.
Right.
So,
but he's waiting. He's waiting for the right rain and the right fertilizer and the shade, and suddenly a bird just swoops down and eats him. It's like, so waiting cannot be always good.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, what am I ready for at the moment? Answer that. How's that for a question? I'm going to show you the bird while she's thinking.
Wow.
The bird and the handle, and you probably
I'm
can't
so
see the
ready
bird.
to explore this retreat thing.
Because
that's something that I really want to do it, and I feel that I'm ready to do it. So I definitely want to do more retreats in Portugal and to
maybe expand
it definitely, and also to incorporate these points of view workshops into these spa destinations and retreats worldwide, where people can have more than a spa treatment and have an experience that help them to know more about themselves and to really have a deep but at the same time fun and relaxing experience.
You have to have fun. It's really hard not to have fun with these. Yeah.
And I think this tool is so fun. It's light, but it's deep at the same time.
Definitely. Yeah. And let me combine the two cards. When you did the retreat, which was the first time ever, were you afraid?
Yeah, definitely, yes. Definitely.
And what did you tell yourself to overcome that?
That was something that I really, really wanted to do it. So for me, it was really worth it to overcome that fear. And I think when you feel that it's worth it, you have more strength to overcome it. So I found the right place to do it. And I thought, okay, this is the perfect place. It has the perfect environment. And so everything was matching together, and it was easier to overcome that fear. So.
I find sometimes, too, if I'm really afraid, I'll just take the focus off me and go, well, I have to do it because everybody needs to know about these cards. I mean, I have no choice. So.
One of the tools that I use to overcome the fear is to set a date. So I thought, okay, I visited the place and I set the date right there.
And that's
so
it.
Once the date
commitment. You made the commitment.
I made a commitment.
Yeah.
So when it's done, I have to do it no matter what, and
that's
I will
cool.
do it the best way that
Unless
I can.
you back out and lose a lot of money, but but that helps you not do that. So let me ask you, what will they find on? Because we're down to almost 2.5 minutes.
Oh wow!
I know.
Yeah.
What would they find on your website, which is at the bottom of the screen there?
Yeah.
If they check in there, what are they going to find?
Well, it's a very simple website. It's almost a landing page, but they find information regarding the coaching services and also the personal image consulting services.
Can they buy points of view from you?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
great.
They can contact me directly, not directly
on the
website,
right.
but they can contact me directly. I always like to meet and to show the games and to explain it, and then
it is
people
fantastic,
decide,
person
yes,
to person. But
yes.
I mean, I've done it, without being
yes.
that. But it is so much better that way.
But
yeah.
I normally communicate more through my Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Which is You Deserve to Be a Star.
You deserve to be a star. Check it out on Facebook. I'm going to check it out as soon as I get home. I love that.
Yeah, and there I have all the information regarding the workshops, the retreats. I put some quotes. I put some fashion ideas, like what should I wear tomorrow. So I combine lifestyle things on my Facebook
So if they looked
page.
up your name, they probably wouldn't find that. But You Deserve to Be a Star, they would find.
Marta Monteiro with You Deserve to Be a Star.
Okay,
they will find
they're going to find
yes.
you. She's not hiding. You can find her out there. And do you have a mailing list? So if people really were interested in, I don't know if I'll get to Portugal, and I'd love to do a retreat. So I mean, do you have a mailing list that you let people know what's going on?
Yes, sure.
And Facebook also.
Yes,
wow.
through Facebook I have all the information there and all my contacts. So
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, all I can do is we have like 30 seconds left. Believe it or not, how fast did that go?
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for taking time out of your New York City vacation and visit to come be on the coaching game, which it seems appropriate because it brought us together. So I think we should continue doing this every time you come to New York.
Okay.
We should always create a show. So check out You Deserve to Be a Star. That's exactly what I'm going to do as soon as the show is over. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you so much.
It was so nice of you to be on.
It was great. Thank you.